What up, everybody? This your boy Theo back for episode 2 of Run Your Race with my boy AJ Richardson.
What up, beautiful people?
Hey, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody for supporting us, watching episode 1 and joining us again for another episode. As you can see, this episode is our college edition of the race we have been running and continue to run. So we just wanted to get a little started with pretty much, last time we got on here with episode 1, we talked about our high school and our journey through that, and me being number 1, number 2 in the nation, and my ups and downs, and my boy AJ going through his high school, deciding what he wanted to do and what path he wanted to take. So this episode, we want to just go through college and talk about what obstacles we went through, the highs and the lows. So AJ, we're going to start with you this time. So you coming out of high school, what made you choose A&T? North Carolina A&T.
Yeah, I was about to say, North Carolina A&T University. Aggie White. You know what I mean?
Asian White.
Let them know. Hey, but it's crazy though. A lot of people don't know. I went to Fayetteville State my freshman year.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I don't think the world know that. Honestly, like probably a handful of people know that. So I went to A&T. I went to Fayetteville State my freshman year because that's when my dad and my older brother went. So I tried to do the whole following your footsteps thing, and it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me, bro. I literally called. Like I was calling my friends, John, Jeff, all my close friends that went to A&T off rip every single day. Like, dog, I hate this. Like, this is not for me. Like, bro, like I'm out here by myself.
Hey, nobody from Fayetteville State about to listen to this podcast.
Bro, nobody. Hey, but I love all HBCUs. Don't get it twisted. I love all HBCUs. Facts. But I went to GHO. My freshman year, I went to GHO.
Greatest homecoming on earth.
Hey, greatest homecoming on earth, dog. It changed my life. And literally when I got back, I was like, oh, I'm gonna see y'all next year. I'm literally transferring and I'm going to A&T. And that's how that went about. Like, it was crazy. Like coming out of high school, like we know about the A&Ts, we know about the Centrals, the Winston-Salem States, because that's where we're from. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, you know how it is if your parents or your older brother or your siblings or your role models go somewhere, you feel like you kind of want to like follow in their footsteps. And that's what I wanted to do as well.
And carry the tradition, carry the name.
Carry the tradition and all that. But then something clicked and I was like, all right, I got to create my own race. And that's how that came about.
That's big time, bro. That's big time. It's funny you said that because as you know, everybody knows, went to North Carolina, you know, I don't fail to let people know what school I went to. I don't get it. I mean, I'm proud. I'm proud to say I went to the University of North Carolina.
I would say I know a lot of people that went to Carolina, and let me tell you rep your school like you was the founder.
And I'm gonna tell you this right now. You know why I rep my school like this? Why? Ain't many been to 2 national championships. You feel me?
How many?
And not many have a national championship. Not many.
How many championships you got?
I got one. Should have had 2, but I don't even know if we would have got to the second one if we won the first one. But that's besides the fact. That's besides the fact. Nah, it's crazy because I grew up my whole life a Duke fan. Bro. And I'm gonna say I've saved this story my whole life. But I'm gonna tell everybody this story on my podcast. All right, so I'm gonna say the story. I'm gonna say the story for later on in the show.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna just tell you, I literally chose North Carolina just because I knew when I was choosing my school, I wasn't going to base it off my favoritism. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna be like, that's my favorite school, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna try to pick the best school for me. Right. And who I had the best relationship. And the best person I had a relationship with is Coach Williams. It was actually his birthday yesterday. And I told him happy birthday. That's my guy forever. Right. We got a really tight relationship, and it was different because if somebody called me from Carolina, it was him. CB McGrath recruited me, but if I got a call from North Carolina, 95, 97% of the time, it was Coach Williams. So I had a really good relationship with him, and it was kind of a no-brainer for me. It was literally a no-brainer for me. And I honestly just wanted to make the best decision. And I knew we had a chance to win a national championship. That's why I chose there.
Right. That's crazy. First of all, I never knew you was a Duke fan. So was it like the whole family was a Duke fan and like you just grew up into that?
So what's crazy is my dad took me and my sister to a Carolina game against North Carolina Central.
Mm-hmm.
And then my sister became a Carolina fan just off that, because she was young. She didn't really know what team she wanted to like, but she liked the Carolina Blue. Right. So I had always liked, because I was a big JJ Redick fan, like Chris Duhon, Luol Deng, Sheldon Williams, all those guys. So I rocked with them. And what's crazy was that it just clicked. I don't know. I just turned to the other side, I guess. Yeah.
So even speaking of that though, like talking about, let's go into your recruitment process, right? So you said you never wanted to like pick a school based off your like favoritism, which is important, right? Very. Because as an athlete, you know what I mean? Like you got to go and make that decision off like what's going to be the best decision for you? Are you going to get this playing time? Are you going to have the right mentors and things like that? You know what I mean? So take us through that recruiting process. Like, what's the difference between, when you have all these schools coming at you?
So what's interesting is the year I was going to college, the year I was a senior, I had Indiana, Duke, Kentucky, NC State, Georgetown, Carolina. I had pretty much all the schools. And Indiana was number 1 in the country. I almost went to Indiana. So my biggest thing going into college was for sure winning. I knew if we won, everything else gets taken care of. Because who is everybody watching that last Monday night? Whoever playing. And they like, he doing something to help that team win. So that has always been my motto playing basketball. It's always been who I am. I'm all about winning. I don't care what I have to do. I don't care my role. I don't care. I mean, I care about the role a little bit. Like, of course you want to play and you want to be a part of it. But I just cared about winning. I knew every like I said in the last podcast, everybody's role is very important. Thanks. So I saw that Carolina had a roster where they didn't have as many guards. Like they had Marcus Page, JP Tokoto, and Nate Britt. And then me, Justin Jackson, and Joe Barry had all committed at the same time.
Okay.
So we not at the same time, but like we all committed in North Carolina. So that's what's pretty cool about that. I saw opportunity. I knew they like to get up and down the floor when I was in high school. Well, still, but I'm efficient when I'm in transition and stuff like that. So that pretty much came what went into that. But it's been the best decision, honestly, in my life. I mean, it got me where I am today, just being around pros all summer and stuff like that. So it was dope.
No, I can definitely tell.
Yeah,
how you rep your school.
Yeah, as you know. But going to North Carolina A&T, you get the A&T. You've told me that first year was rough.
Man.
Hey. As the young kids try to say, I'm talking like I'm not young. You got lost in the sauce.
Hey, I got lost. Oh, your boy got lost, dog. And I
don't
know.
You got lost in the sauce.
I don't know what it was. When you get to college, that's like your first like.
And just for everybody to know, this is one of these are the lows. These are the lows right here. We're hitting the lows right now.
For sure. Like academic probation again. You know what I mean? Like not really knowing who I am as a person. First, so like you really like just doing anything, going to parties. When you like, for me, I'm an early bird, right? I always always have, wake up at like 6:30. You know what I mean? So I always like, I can do 8 o'clock classes, 8 a.m. Sign me up. Do you know what I mean?
I did a couple of those.
So I had one every single semester, right? But also miss what? Man, once I figured out the nightlife at A&T and the party life,
Yeah.
my 8 o'clocks did not see me like that until like my junior, senior year. Then I got it together. It only took me 1 semester to figure it out. Because one thing college will do is kick you out.
Oh, and they ain't playing no games.
No games. They would definitely kick you out.
No games.
So yeah, dog. Like I literally got on campus, and was just, I mean, coming from Fayetteville, coming from high school, A&T is like it's the number 1 public HBCU in the nation, right? And I don't think a lot of people know that. So we are one of the largest HBCUs in the world as well. So it was a lot of new people that I had never experienced when it comes to like building relationships. And it's just one of those things, I would say it was me finding myself. So going to parties and just being a college student, you know what I mean? But it didn't last long because I definitely got my act together. My act together, dog.
For sure.
But did you ever, when you was, I know you're a student athlete and things like that, did you ever had a chance to come to campus? Because we went to school, it was like an hour and 15 away from each other, probably?
I took A&T campus.
Yeah. It's not far from Chapel Hill.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I barely left campus. Barely. Like, I really did not go to A&T that much. I was always on campus, just doing whatever.
Right.
But as far as like college, bro, it's crazy because it's really, what's interesting, what you said is finding yourself. Regardless if you're in athletics or you just a regular student or you doing whatever, you're still trying to find yourself.
No, facts.
Because there's a lot of people who go to college who have something in mind that they want to do, and then they start doing it. They're like, yo, hold on, wait a minute. This ain't what I want to do no more.
Right.
You get to college as a freshman in college and playing basketball, whatever sport you playing, it's smack in the face because it's literally so time consuming, and you got to literally learn how to manage your time. You got to learn how to make sure you're getting your work in so your game is right and stuff like that. It's a real thing, bro. Like, it's a real thing. And one little thing that I forgot to mention about my recruitment, this is crazy. So I've never told this story either. So before I committed, and I was telling my girl Colleen this the other day, because she went to Ohio State, and she went to Ohio State, and I liked Ohio State. I was a fan of them and whatever. So I don't know how I found out, but somehow somebody told me D'Angelo Russell was about to commit to Carolina. Somebody told me. I swear I don't remember who told me. But I found out that somebody told me that he was about to commit to Carolina. I think he had an official visit like that weekend. Right. And I had like a call with Coach Williams on like probably a Wednesday or something. And I like talked to him, and we talked for like an hour 15, hour 30. And bro, at that moment, I was just like, that's where I want to go. Like, I don't want to lose this opportunity, because there was one scholarship left, and I knew he was about to take it. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm about to do it. So I committed and everything.
Yeah, it was one left. Hey, you know what? Let me just go and get that real quick.
Hey, listen, I'm just
going to get that. Let me get
that right there. Let's not even waste no time. Let me get
that. Talk about? Let me go ahead and get that real quick.
After looking back, that could have backfired so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it could have backfired so crazy. But, at the same time, I was like, I already had a good relationship with him, and I already felt comfortable with it. So I just did it. And then next thing you know, it ended up working out.
Everything happened for a reason.
Everything happened for a reason, brother. But on another note, let's talk about what it was that got you back on track and got you to where you are to make your decision on what you got next. Yeah,
I mean, that wasn't that hard, right? So I think, like I said, one thing about college, they kick you out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So once, I think, and and I don't know how it works for all colleges, but I think if you're on academic probation once, they give you like one more chance or something like that. But you have to make like the dean's list or something like that to get off of the academic probation. So once I got that notice or whatever, I pretty much started making good grades because at the end of the day, I was finding myself. I knew I wanted to be a marketing major, right? Because I knew I was always been creative. I knew.
What year did you find out what major you wanted to do? Junior? Or end of sophomore?
Like end of sophomore year, close to like beginning of junior. Like end of sophomore year, I pretty much like knew like, all right, I knew I wanted to do marketing, and I knew marketing was like super broad. So this is when I started getting internships too, because that helped. That helped as well. So then I got my first internship the summer of my sophomore year, I want to say. And I interned for an events operations company. And I was working on the circuit, EYBL. So that's when I was like, all right, I was like, oh, I'm around sports. I'm doing all the logistics for EYBL, working with a lot of Nike execs and things like that. So I was like, all this is marketing. You know what I mean? It's just sports marketing. You know what I mean? Brand marketing, things like that, to where like at A&T, it's just overall marketing.
Yeah.
Right? So I would say once I got my first internship and things like that, and I got to see, like, got the experience, I went in college like full steam ahead. Like, oh, this is what I want to do. This is what I know I'm good at. X, Y, and Z. Boom. Like, let's get it. So then I interned at that company, and then I got an internship at Rock Nation in 2016. And I shout out to Joe Branch, who's now the GM assistant for Minnesota Timberwolves. I interned under him, and he like really took me under my wing. So yeah, bro, that's where it really came for me. And then college, I stopped. Like, I was really more me focused on like the experience out of college now. Like, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what it took. You know what I mean? I was building those relationships. So it was like, all right, now how can I do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but like as a student athlete, tell me this, like, we know it's a lot of student athletes in the world, right? But everybody don't make it to the league.
Yeah.
Right? And you guys really, like you just said, the time management has to be to a T.
Yeah.
Right? So knowing that you guys are so busy on the court and off the court, handling schoolwork and things like that, I had the opportunity to have internships and things like that. You guys don't, right? So how do you guys?
They're kind of different athletes, now. They pretty much got internships now.
Yeah, they pretty. Like this new generation different now. Hey, but like for you though, you know what I mean? Like you couldn't do that.
It's crazy you say that, because honestly, when I was, I'm going into college. And everybody's like, rankings don't mean nothing. They really don't. Right. I'm going into college. I'm like number 10 in the nation. I think we like the number 2 recruiting class going into college, 2 or 3, something like that. And, all right, I'm going to go do what I got to do. Hopefully I hold my own, and let's get out of here and let's get that money. Right. So, and next thing you know, it's just like, I got hindered with injuries. I got hurt my freshman year, and after thinking about it, I might have I hurt my 5th metatarsal, my left foot. Probably should have got surgery, but trying to come back, be a part of the team, work, but just didn't come back the same. Like I wasn't who I was when I first got there. And then sophomore year, played that year. Lost in the national championship, had a healthy year. Knew the next year I would get more time if I came back, which, like I said, I'm about winning. If I know we got a shot, and I know I'm going to have my opportunity to prove myself and be more a focal point on the team, all right, why not?
Right.
Had the best summer ever. Was killing all summer. Foot injury in the preseason. Hurt my foot again. Hurt my right foot because I'm overcompensating because I hurt my left foot twice. So I'm overcompensating, cutting on my right foot all the time. So I end up breaking that fifth metatarsal. So I got 3 foot surgeries. So going into my junior year, during my junior year. So it's crazy how my mindset was. I was really locked in after that third time, because I'm like, all right, I've been through this twice. I know what I got to do. I know how to get back, and we got a shot. Let me get back, start an ACC play, and get on running.
Right.
Dog, get the ACC play, get back, start playing, play like 5 games. Hurt it again. When I tell you, I was broke down.
Sheesh. So that's number 4, huh? That's the 4th time.
So it's crazy. That was the 4th time I heard it again. And it was on some crazy, like I had made a play and just jumped on it and just came down, and I felt it. I knew it. And I came down, I got an assist from my boy Justin and everything. I had a hurt foot, threw a pass, hit a 3. Hey, that was the only time Coach Williams yelled at me for sprinting back, because I was not sprinting nowhere. I walked off the court.
You made the play, but you wasn't sprinting back.
It was crazy, bro. I was hurt. Like, that was the first time I ever could say I did not go to class that next day. Dog, I honestly sat in my apartment, and just sat there, bro, like just hurt, because I had worked so hard to get back, to get to there. And then next thing you know was done. I thought I was done. So we played Miami like 3 days later, went to Miami. No, we didn't go to Miami, and they was like, yo, Theo, just come with us. Like, cause I didn't want to go. Like I didn't want to go.
Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah.
I was hurt. So I didn't want to go. Went, I met with Coach. He talked me into it. And I was like, all right, I'll go. And you know what? I'm going to support my teammates. Like, I'm not going to try to be bigger than the team or nothing like that.
Right.
So I went. And then next thing you know, the doctor who did my surgery, my second surgery, like called the team doctor and was like, yo, I seen people play with way worse stuff than what Theo just had. So give him 2 or 3 weeks, he good. Dog, when I tell you I was so happy.
That's all you need to hear.
That's all I needed. And then the rest was history, bro. Got back out there and we ended up winning a national championship. It was crazy, bro. Like, I remember running to my parents after winning a national championship and just hugging them, and just the whole journey of that whole year. That's the own race in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my own race in 1 year. And after the junior year, everybody's like, you win a national championship, why not just dip?
Right.
I wanted to prove myself. I wanted to prove that I came here, I am the player. I wanted to have a healthy summer and go and just play healthy all year. And I did that. I ended my I started the senior year a little slow, but I ended the senior year pretty well. We lost in the second round, which was unfortunate, but I think I was happy with it, what I left with. I'm the only player to average, it ain't really a lot. I'm the only player to average 10, 5, and 5 in Carolina history. That's all I know. I mean, I had to just check the record books.
That's actually a lot in college, dog.
Hey, listen. I'm the only one, but I ain't trying to brag, but I'm just, but, nah, bro. It was that college was a lot of ups and downs, but a lot of good times too, and a lot of friendships that I still have to this day. I know I've met a lot of your friends that you have from A&T who going through college, and I understand a lot of guys are one and done. I know a lot of people going to college not knowing what they're gonna do in your aspect, not knowing what they're gonna do, what direction they want to go in, trying to find themselves. Take your time, bro. Like, when you go to college, that's literally, I think that's like a bridge point between you just finding yourself, honestly. You're literally just trying to find yourself.
Literally. I tell everybody, dog, like, going to college is like, and I'm not going to speak for everybody because college ain't for everybody, you know what I mean? But college is one of those things to where it's giving you experience to find yourself, but not rush to the real world. Because when we both know, we grown now.
Hey, listen, you get to that real world.
Hey, listen.
The reason they put real in front of that is because it's real.
It's real. Hey, it's real, dog.
It's real.
So, like,
hey, listen, when the taxes come hitting.
What taxes? Boy. Insurance, bills.
Okay, let's stay on college. Let's not scare
college.
anybody.
But nah, dog, like, college is like those 4 or 5 years, however long it take you, like don't be in no rush. Cause at the end of the day, your freshman year, you might want to major in something. Your sophomore year, you might want to major in something. Your junior year, you might want to major in something. You might not figure it out until your senior year. You know what I mean?
You might not figure it out. Yeah.
And that is okay.
And you might not figure out your senior year. But the thing is, I think the biggest thing is when you go to college too, don't be scared. Like the friendships you make with certain people, those can last a lifetime. And you don't know what you don't know what path they about to go on. They can be a future CEO. They can be your GM in the future.
Yep.
They can start up a company, but they remember, oh, you was hella cool. You was mad cool in my class. Here, I'll give you a job. You know what I'm saying? They'll look out for you. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think that's part of it, where you got to have that wherewithal to get out and meet people and have a good time and enjoy your college experience. My dad told me, he said, listen, bro, college is the best 4 years of your life.
Facts.
The best 4 years of your life.
It's going to be good. It's going to be bad. Hey.
Yeah.
But it's going to be one of the best.
But she talking about it's bad. I get it. It is bad sometimes. But college is the only place you can have where you don't have to have many consequences. The consequences ain't as strict
bad.
as it would be when you get 21.
Yeah.
And when you get to 21, that's when it get real.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
agree with that.
So,
I definitely agree with that.
I'm about to get Colleen a mic so she could just come in and say what she got to say.
Hey, yo, on me.
Her and Alana back there in a live audience.
Hey, we about to give both of them a job. We about to give both of them a job.
Facts.
Hey, but now back to college though. Yeah. As a student athlete, give some advice to those people that, you know, didn't make it to the league. Like you said, you went through all these injuries, right? Mm-hmm. Was it a point at a time when you went through these injuries and you was like, oh shit, like the NBA is off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what's next for me? Like, what's my plan B just in case?
Listen,
you know what I mean?
Listen, bro, it's crazy that you say that. It's because everyone's human. Everybody has doubts. Everybody doubts themselves. Everyone goes through obstacles. Mm-hmm. Everyone has a different race.
Right.
So not everything gonna go perfect.
Right.
It's not possible. Nobody has a perfect life. You know what I'm saying? So my biggest advice would be, once again, those friendships and those relationships are very important because you never know. They might go in a field that you're like, oh, that seems pretty interesting. I might want to look into that. But also, I was a communication major. If everybody know me that watch this, y'all know that would be pretty easy.
Yeah, you love to talk.
Yeah, that would be pretty easy for me. But so that wasn't that hard for me, you know? Like, and I love the game of basketball. I know I can coach. Mm-hmm. I was undefeated in college when I was coaching. I coached in Maui, had a whole button-up and slacks and everything. I was literally 4-0. We won the tournament and everything. But I knew I could coach. I thought about broadcasting, but as time went on, I just feel like when I'm done, I'm probably gonna be coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty much just gonna fall into that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's crazy that you said that. It's one of those things where you just gotta find what suits you best and what makes you happy, in my opinion. And I think that's huge. But
no, I think that's dope. I think that's super dope, bro. It's crazy because even for me, like, you're a student athlete, you know, I was just part of the student body, but same for me, like relationships. You know what I mean? Even for us, like when you try to get internships, when you get those internships, you want to be shaking the right hands. You know what I mean? You in the office doing, I'm sure they give you an assignment, but walk around the office and go meet the other people in other departments. You know what I mean? Like, don't just house yourself in that one department that they give you. Like, go out and spread your wings and learn as much as you can through all the other departments, because like you said, you might be majoring in this, but after that internship is over with, you might go back to school and be like, Oh man, I talked to the homie in the digital department, and now I want to learn X, Y, and Z. How can I sign up on that? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So relationships is a huge one, and being vocal. I think that's another thing. That was my problem. I wasn't always vocal. So like for some reason, I don't know why, I just thought people can just read what I was thinking. Right?
Yeah.
And like my mom always said, closed mouths don't get fed. So when I'm doing whatever I'm doing, like I think that was a big part of my journey too. Like understanding that I have to tell people what I want, like manifest what I want. You know what I mean? In order to get in order to go where I want to go. You know what I mean? Because don't nobody know what you're thinking. Don't nobody know what you want to do unless you like let them know that. So I think that's another big one too. I think that was
for sure. For sure. But like I said, we touched a lot of topics, a lot of stuff we talked about. But I think the biggest thing we got from this is everyone has a different way that they go through college. And sometimes you might not need to go to college. I'm not saying college ain't for everybody. You said that, and I agree. College isn't for everybody, but we're just going from our perspective, getting what we went through and try to give somebody else a different perspective on how to go about it, you know, and how it came from two different sides to get where we are today. But, bro, episode 2.
Hey, it's only getting started, bro.
Getting started, bro. Hey, we appreciate everybody for listening in, tuning in, following us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the platforms. Link is in our bios. Follow our Instagram page, Run Your Race Podcast. We got many more episodes to go, man. Our next one will be about right now, pretty much about the real deal, the real life, when it get real.
Hey, we got some stories, boy.
Yeah, we got some stories. The NBA, Rock Nation, my boy AJ assisting with EYBL. That was dope. Congratulations on that.
Appreciate it, bro.
And we'll see y'all next time.
Hey.
Peace.
Till next time.